I'm Harlem Monk. And I want to know one thing. How many niggas in the audience raise their hand?
You see niggas in the audience?
No hands went up.
How many black people in the audience raise their hand?
Put your fist in the air.
More alive than this time at 25 when I was trying to smoke weed, trying to get high with my homeboy from the other side. We ride and die. Why y'all fake niggas just ride and lie? I never seen a man cry till my brother died. Tears down my face. Can't even make the fucking wait, cause I don't wanna see his face. It's not fate. I'm feeling fucked up 1 second too late. Why do we die at an early age? He was so young but still a victim to this game. It's so much pain, it got me gone. I'm a brain, I'm insane. I ain't worried about a Maybach, a big chain. Racism exists, so fuck Lil Wayne. And that's no disrespect, but yeah, fuck Lil Wayne. My mama came from Bastrop, I was a bastard. Only about the money, turning pages in my chapters. They act like slavery didn't matter, it didn't happen. So why the fuck you think we struggling and still rapping? And every day it's like it's never gonna change. It's messed up, man, so much pain, so much pain.
Got the chance to make a change. I've been in this game, it's a new day, and I'm making it known, 'cause I just want the world to know I'm paying my dues, and I got the utmost. I just wanna let you know I'm paying homage, 'cause you paved the way for me.
Allow him to retort. Okay, now, yes. Now, in fairness, we're going to allow him a retort, and then I would like to give you what my answer is. You've heard the passion of what the sentiment is here, and that this is a very deep sentiment. There's a lot of feelings behind this question, but we want to hear your view again.
Well, I'm gonna say this, right, and I thank you for that. And I'm gonna just say this, right. As a black man, I should never be made to feel that I should be threatened by my own brothers, okay? I don't ever feel, this is why I walk wherever I want to go, okay, in my own neighborhoods, okay, of people of color, because I'm not afraid of my people. However, I understand things that are passionate to us, okay, but it doesn't take for us to have emotion overcome intellect, whereas to be called a nigger as not to be given a chance to explain themselves fully, okay, because of the passion involved. That's where my brotherhood and my brother's keeper, yes I am, comes into play, when I can say, okay, I'll take the abuse, I'll take whatever he has, because I understand his passion. However, as the brother said to me, okay, can I let him finish? Most certainly, but can you let me finish? And with that said, okay, I still haven't gotten to my piece, but this brother here, who I don't know, has been very patient, okay, and I would like to hear what he has to say, and then I can retort.
Okay. Now, and I'm probably going to catch some flack with this because, I do security. I have a pretty extensive martial arts background. I have no military background. I have never had to fire a weapon at another human being to end that human being's life. I feel blessed that I haven't had to make that choice. In my personal security, I've had to take weapons from people that were intended to use them on me. But the martial arts masters I've studied after, they taught me how precious life was. And they said it's the last, absolute last choice to take another human being's life, and only when your life is being threatened and when someone is seeking to take yours. But if you can neutralize the situation and spare that person's life, that is the option to take. I want to jump back into recent history. Secretary Albright, many of you may remember her. She was asked one time during their aggression in Iraq, 500,000 babies, 500,000 Iraqi babies were killed during that march, during that assault. And she was asked, was that worth it? Was it worth it to kill that many innocent children? Are innocent. Children are not involved in anything. You know what she said? Without blinking an eye, it was worth it because. And she went on to read her laundry list of the things they went in to get to pillage that country. So back to our question. Innocent children, men, women in that assault that our brother, our warrior, Nat Turner, inflicted. Innocent life is always innocent life, but in times of warfare, anyone who is benefiting, who's getting the advantages of brutality, of an inhumane system. Unwillingly, they put themselves in the crosshairs. Is it an act that anyone wants to see? Anybody with a humane heart? Is that anything you want to see? But again, back to recent history, when those bombs were dropped on Hiroshima, those were civilian sites. There were civilians that were evaporated. The first American president just recently visited there. And he had to stop and say and look at the devastation that America caused. So in a time of wickedness, you try your best not to engage in it. But when your enemy is bringing savagery to you at a time of survival, you have to study warfare and study ways of shocking and doing things to an aggressor that will get his attention. Things began to change after that assault. Okay, now that's part of what I want to add. So that was my response. Now the brother wants to know, do you think he was wrong in his acts?
Do I think who was wrong?
Nat Turner.
Do I think Nat Turner was wrong? No, I don't.
Ah, interesting.
Okay.
So now give your response to what I said and share whatever else you have to.
Sure.
And Brother Sankofa, you're going to come back in?
What I was going to say, okay, as that type of a person, okay, do we, okay, bring ourselves to a level that is beneath us, okay? Now, do we become the savages that enslaved us? Do we turn around, rape, rob, and murder, okay, because they've done it to us, okay? Now, I'm not saying I have the answers, because I don't. But I'm saying, okay, to my people, because I see it every day. I hate it, and I hate it with a passion how we are being murdered, okay, by the police, and how they just try to cover up these issues with other questions. Colin Kaepernick is standing up, and they saying, okay, he's disrespecting veterans, and that's not the question. He said, which we all heard, okay, he's tired of black people being murdered and white cops being let go. His bottom line, he didn't say anything about any other thing, which is all coming out. Okay, now you may not agree, but this is one of the things I'm saying. Okay, you look at a Donald Trump and you say, what a racist such and such individual. Okay, but that individual, he's exposing millions of mindsets that are racist and are no good for black people. And as black people, what do we do?
Good points, brother. Brother Sankofa is going to respond.
Okay. All right. So I want to shake your hand on film, first of all, because you know what? It is emotion. Emotion, it only means energy and motion. We all have emotions. It's feelings. But hold on. Whoa. Calm down, brother, because you're being emotional. Let me finish. Now, I'll let you talk, and I did not interrupt you. Right? Okay, so now we're talking about emotionalism. Okay, we don't want to go backwards. We want to move forwards. Okay, so I wanted to apologize. So I started off doing that because if I did say something too offensive to you, it was out of passion that I felt was in the right place in the seat of my stomach, out of a love for my people and hate for injustice and atrocities that we have been subject to and being subjected to. It wasn't. Listen, brother, we're gonna finish. I'm not. So don't personalize nothing towards you, because even you said it was that, and then you said. You know, when we get emotional, are we gonna talk at the same time, or I'll let you talk, or you gonna let me talk? Okay, that's emotionalism. Okay, we gotta move forward, not backwards, right? Okay, so let me finish. Now, when you said when black people get passionate, because that's how we are, we don't want the cloud of emotion to cloud our intellect. I don't see anything unintelligent that was said pertaining to the stance that I have as a supporter for not just Nat Turner, not just the people of the Haitian Revolution, not just even some people that they consider terrorists, that's right, who are freedom fighters fighting against a rabid dog beast who has been a cancer on the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? No. They say two wrongs don't make a right. I'm going to say it again, but it damn sure makes it even. Because if some of you kill somebody and you go to court, there's no statute of limitation on murder. There's no statute of limitation on murder. What you're standing on is stolen ground, taken and paid in the blood of murder of indigenous people here. So when you're fighting back with liberation from people who are undiplomatic, taught you that you're not human, you don't even have the right to read, of course, I'm going to say that them standing up is heroic, it is audacious, and it is definitely respect-worthy. Okay? He wasn't just some rhetoric-oriented person that said, kill white folks. We hate them because they're white and they're not human. No, this is what was taught against us. We seen these people was experiencing seeing what happened. Put yourself in that time frame. What happened to Native Americans? All the peace treaties these people broke. People were seeing what's happening to their slaves being brought there just from Africa. They done been there 2 or 3 generations. How they were being denationalized and cultivated, hung from trees, murdered if you was caught learning how to read. They knew that there was no dealing with these people. So you said you played the position of devil's advocate. And if I didn't hear that, pardon me, it was the passion. But it wasn't no intellect being clouded. It was just raw passion. Okay? So much respect to you, my brother. I just had to say that because this is something that I'm passionate about. I love my people. I don't got no problem with you, my brother. So it wasn't personal. It was something that I'm addressing that is an idea that many of our people do have. A lot of us are too weak. I'm not saying you. A lot of us are too forgiving and too loving for white folks. We would say that we stoop to their level. No. You know what do you mean stooping to their level? You know what they did to us? You know, we're not, the little things we're doing to fight to get their foot off our neck isn't stooping to their level. If a slave master's whipping you and you fighting him and you get the whip from him and hit him back, that's stooping to his level? See, we got to stop having Stockholm syndrome. That's the problem with black folks. Right. That's right. We got battered wife syndrome. Right. It's like that movie, The Burn in Bed. Remember that movie back in the day in the 80s? Okay. Where the dude would come home drunk, beating his wife all the. She started blaming herself. Right. She started, I shouldn't be trying to go to school. I should be doing it right there. I should be trying to get educated and get away from. Now, the whole point that I'm making is, you know what I'm saying? We're subconsciously, slavery was multi-dimensional as far as the effect that it had. It wasn't just a physical thing that we had. Then they let us free. Why you niggas complaining? It was 100 years ago. We was robbed of a land, resources, okay? So we're not having resources, which is where real wealth is. We were impoverished. Impoverished people that were made to be ignorant, because that was a part of the social American order, are more inclined to be criminal. No disrespect. And more inclined to steal. This is what their narratives was, especially, let me finish, brother. Especially after what is it called? The antebellum period. After the so-called physical bondage, that's when the rhetoric and the narrative intensified that blacks by nature were lazy. Scientific racism came out. Phrenologists, social Darwinists, craniologists, all different kind of people had a scientific perspective. The movie Birth of a Nation, the first one came out, which started the rise and the resurrection, because they started in the 1830s in Biloxi, Tennessee, and they resurrected after Birth of a Nation, the first movie ever shown in the White House. Okay? White resentment towards black people increased. The murder rate skyrocketed. Our people were subject to all kind of rape, robbery, brutal, with no justice. So the first law of nature is self-preservation. If a man is going to fight to preserve his life, which is the first law of nature, even animals do that. I don't think we're stepping to a savage and a devil and a beast level of fighting him and dealing with him. The only thing he knows, I think our only problem is we don't have principled unity, we're not organized, and we're not audacious enough. Too many of us are not. Not all of us. Because you're looking at a brother who does stand for that, and around many of us who do. Whether they're speaking on camera or not, there's a lot of us who are like that, but not enough of us. And what we're doing is the outcry for the plight for justice. Because I said we're not ready to go on no hand-to-hand combat and warfare, but it's different warfare. Is multi-dimensional. It's mental, it's spiritual, and it's physical. Right now, we got to deal with the mental and spiritual dynamic, because if we don't, we won't physically engage in a fight or win if we don't conquer and have an intellectual insurrection. That's what we're saying. But when we start off like, whoa, two wrong don't make it right, and start buck dancing, not you, but too many of us do that, racism don't exist. And Mary J. Blige singing to Hillary Clinton, you know what I'm saying, about keeping your hands up and all that. That's not giving us the cry that we need. Niggas coming out talking about racism don't exist, that is supposed to be the voice of the youth, Lil Wayne. That's not the cry that we need. We need responsible social addressing of social realities. It has to be done intelligent, it has to be scientific, and at the root of it, there has to be an objective, a collective objective for the empowerment and the betterment and the improvement of the conditions of our people. But it first starts with acknowledging your enemy has to go.
Can I just say this one thing before I'm going with it? I don't even know this brother's name. What's your name? Black Sankofa. Yes, yeah. Just a little bit about, yes, it's all up. Just a little about myself, you know. Like I said, okay, I've taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've done time in Attica. I've done time in all these Sing Sing and all those type of places, okay? All right? And my thing is this, okay? We killing each other, okay, needlessly, okay? Only thing I'm saying is we are not the enemy. We get passionate about things things, okay, that we shouldn't get passionate. And here it is, we'll kill each other at the drop of a dime, but we won't identify who the real enemy is, okay? And the only thing I'm saying is, I will take that extra step for my brother. I'll be your nigga. I'll be all these things that you want me to be right now. But I know that when it comes time for the cause, okay, I know who I am.
Yes.
Only thing I'm saying is, what these brothers is talking, they talking education. They know their history. And this is what we need to know. We need to know our history, know who the hell we are.
Right.
This way, we can identify who our enemy is as opposed to thinking that we are our own enemies.
Exactly.
And that's all I'm trying to say.
And before you leave, Brother Baba, could you just show the crowd that has gathered? This is a forum. This is our forum to express our thoughts about our condition. We can't go to NBC, ABC, CNN. If you want to find out what's going on with our history, you got to come to social media. Black News 102, Know the Ledge, Baba TV, Brother Rich, Star Chamber. This is where you come. Brothers, I just met this brother today. He came up and shared what was on his heart, and he got the response from the community. If you're ever in New York, you coming through Harlem, you got to come here to find out what the story is. Black News 102, Baba TV. Brother, thank you. Thank you. Peace. And Brother Redpill stepping right in.
What was you in Attica and Sing Sing for?
I was in there for manslaughter.
Murder of another man.
Yeah.
Okay. When you was in the system, you saw a lot of your brothers, right? On lockdown.
Certainly. I was locked down.
Right. So we're talking about the movie Birth of a Nation. So we're relating it to slavery. But modern day slavery is what? Niggas in Sing Sing, niggas in Attica, niggas on Rikers Island, because that's the modern day slavery, according to the 13th Amendment. Facts. So the movie showed you in so many ways that what was occurring in the 1800s when Nat Turner was being oppressed is occurring today in 2016. Because when you on the train going home and somebody get on the train and stink the whole train up, does that man not resemble what they showed you slaves look like on a plantation?
That's true. That's true.
Would that not be the modern day slaves or the chattel? Groveling. He's wearing tattered clothes. He stinks. Doesn't shave. Asking, begging. Okay? So, gotta remember, when they make these movies, there's always points of references. All right? Always subconsciously. So if I'm a white man, or the Europeans or the pilgrims who watched the video at the Cannes Festival and clapped at the end, what the fuck were they clapping at? I saw the movie yesterday. What were they clapping at? Because the movie ended with that nigga getting hung. What were they clapping at? What's there to clap about? And then they said in the description afterwards that his body got the meat, the flesh of his body got churned into wagon grease. His body got quartered. What do they do back in the days when they hang us? They would quarter us. Quarter means the same shit you do to a fucking chicken. You cut it into 4 pieces. They beheaded him. No, they skinned him alive first in front of all of these white children and white people. This is their form of entertainment. This was their pay-per-view, okay? This is their fucking, they had us in the Roman Colosseums, and then later on, they had what is called picnics, pick a nigga, and then later on, they have the shit on Facebook where these crackers are shooting our people down. It's the same fucking thing. It is called traumatization, and it talks about, it speaks to your subconscious, and it's telling your black ass to stay in place. Because this is what the savages will do to you. Okay? So, if a white person goes to see that movie, what are they going to see? Because the same fucking thing always plays out. The white slave owner grew up with Nat Turner, Samuel. Okay? That was his homeboy. But the relationship that they have is the same relationship that niggas have with white people today.
White friends.
With your white friends. You cool with your white friends, but you do some bullshit and get out of the line because he spanked Nat Turner when Nat Turner did what? He became the enemy of Nat Turner when Nat Turner stepped up and said something.
Started quoting them scriptures.
Started quoting them scriptures. And what did they show you? The relationship between the black preacher and the slave owner was what?
To keep him in his place.
Not only to keep him in the place, they showed you how that nigga was shuffling Nat Turner around to teach passages to keep niggas in order. And then he was giving the crack of the money. What takes place today with the fucking mega churches and these groveling ass Negroes, the enemies of our black people? What happens? Because we're talking about trillions of dollars and billions of dollars. They got the white person because all of them niggas went to theology school. And all of them have a particular European who they give their money to every Monday. That's what happened. They showed you that the cracker was in bankruptcy. The cracker, his money wasn't popping. How you a slave owner and you don't got no money? And they used Nat Turner. They used Nat Turner's energy, right? They used Nat Turner's sweat equity. They used his intellectual property and his interpretation of the scriptures to make money, to help save their farm. So that nigga was a double slave, okay? So, that's the same thing of today. In the same relationship that Nat Turner and his slave master Sam had is the same relationship that you niggas don't come around me trying to bring your white friend around as if this nigga's supposed to be some. Get the fuck out of here with that. That is your owner. That's your master. Unless you got him in a position where you are exerting your dominance, I could fuck with that. I could fuck with that. If you doing that, if you got so much sauce that white boy is treating you like he's supposed to because that is your child genetically. Francis Cress Wilson, ISIS papers. So we're talking about dominant and recessive. I've been in the industry and I've been around. I know how it goes down. When you in your higher self, when you in your proper persona, when you know who you are, I don't give a fuck. You could come around Bill Clinton and that nigga will bow down. What's this that you're wearing? Oh my goodness. They try to start small talking you and everything. Okay? Because they're mesmerized by their biological parents. And they have a gripe against niggas who don't know who they are. It's suffrage upon you niggas. That's how they take the stance. They're like, yo, if they don't know who they are, I don't know who they are either. They'll plead the fifth on your ass and then jump right into white inferiority and act accordingly and treat you niggas like groveling slaves. That's how they treat niggas. That's how they treat the black woman. You saw a lot of mammy things going down. Okay? Why didn't Nat Turner go and free his fucking wife from the plantation while they was on a rampage? They didn't show that. He didn't go and get his wife out of the plantation. He didn't go up in the plantation where they was holding his whiz and his daughter and killed a woman. But that's what happened in real life. And that was omitted. Go and watch the Breakfast Club interview where the brother breaks down how much stuff that he had to omit in order to get that bitch in Hollywood. They had to do final edits on that. And he also revealed that he went to your heroes. The people who you've been listening to, the Pied Pipers. The ones who have us following their every word with their flutes. The flute being the mouth. Okay, so the rappers over the last 30 years, over the last 40 years have been giving us instructions on how to get rich or die trying. They've been telling us how to do this, how to tie your baby mother up and to take the money out of your safe. And if the child cries, kill it, right? But when Nate Parker went to them, he went to the athletes, he went to the actors, and he went to the rappers. He said it on the Breakfast Club. They told him, no, I'm not giving you money for that movie. No. You need to stop. Don't kill white people in that movie. Maybe I'll give you the money. No, you need to bring a white person in as a savior, like all of the other movies have. That's what he revealed. That's what our quote-unquote heroes are telling other people behind closed doors. I'm just saying. That's what they're telling. That's the talk that they're having behind closed doors. But in front of the camera, these Jewish-owned and controlled entertainers or pawns are leading us to graveyards and fucking prison yards. That's what they're doing. So what I'm saying is this, and the movie showed the subservient position that they have our women in. Okay? Did you ever see black children being breastfed by white women?
Nope.
Has that ever been shown? Nope. So how the fuck black women breastfeeding white children all the time? What's that about? Why I still go downtown and you got blue black women pushing these fucking white children around? Huh? What is that about? They can't be paying them that much. I never heard a story of a black nanny mysteriously pushing a carriage into the Hudson River. You know, I never heard of no shit like that. I never even heard stories of back then poisoning these little fucking white babies. But they're breastfeeding them. Okay? So, but that goes back to what I was saying about genetic superior and genetic inferior. Okay? They understood something. That DNA or that milk had a lot of information, a lot of power, because these were sickly kids. You go and look at the fucking birth records of Europeans going back into the 18, 17, 16. Turn your camera off. Turn your camera off. I don't care. Turn your camera off.
We filming it. We do this.
So, you got all of these stories of these of people not living past 20. Their quote unquote royalty, their monarchs, didn't have life expectancies past 22. So they were breeding first of all, and then feeding off of the breast milk of our people and things of that nature in order to strengthen themselves. We're talking about the strengthening of one's genes. We're talking about when you see that neck red and that face a certain way in the South, that means that they got nigga blood in them. Okay? All right? That's nigga blood. Huh? Yeah. So, this movie is the beginning of many other movies. It's the birth of a nation. The same way that D.W. Griffin had his birth of a nation, birthing their nation of propaganda, birthing their nation of white inferiority, birthing their nation of one of the most effective tools in propaganda in mental slavery, which would be Hollywood. That movie camera is a motherfucker. That movie camera is a muddy fucker, boy, I tell you. Okay? Yeah. So,
That's an ill weapon.
we live in a day and time where entertainment has been democratized. Meaning that with a Canon, a Nikon, a Blackmagic, a red camera, a green screen, some lighting, a boom mic, Final Cut Pro, Adobe, and other things, your black ass could do a depiction. I watched the movie. I'm like, how did that budget go into the millions?
Yeah.
They shot that bitch on the plantation with a motherfucking a drone. They had aerial shots. Yeah. It wasn't expensive. They picked a nice section. Yeah, they was in Savannah and shit like that where the trees. I mean, let's be real. Right. I understand for the fact of, you know, justifying it for your investors, you give it a certain price, but we could do low budget movies telling our stories. They doing low budget movies telling nigga stories. They doing low budget movies telling all kind of ratchetness. So why can't we do a low budget movie telling a story of us in the future? You don't know yourself in the future. That's something in Hollywood that is a no-no. They will not bankroll and they will not support and they will not fund any movies that show niggas in the future. But they'll fund showing you as a slave in the past. But they'll fund showing you as a drug dealer right now and a corpse right now. But you got to remember, all is mental and there's power in Hollywood. There's power on being on that big screen. That is a power, and those Jews who run Hollywood will not allow depictions of black revolutions. Listen, Nat Turner got busy for 48 hours, right? But the Haitian Revolution was over a decade, okay? All right? And the Gullah and the Geechee Wars was way more bigger than Nat Turner. And the Seminole Wars, 1, 2, and 3. In Florida, the land of flowers. I'm talking about the cracker never beat them. You had Africans coming out the swamps, beheading them. And what was the description of the Seminoles? Long locks, gold in their mouth with tattoos on their face. Who the fuck does that sound like?
Southern motherfucker.
Okay, yeah, all right. Niggas at the Texaco down south right now, in Little Haiti and all of that right now. So the European who studies you, they study you in their schools. The European police who get trained by the Israel Mossad do the knowledge on that. They all were getting trained in Israel after 9/11, quote unquote. They study you. So when they see the telltale signs of your Black Messiah, the messianic forces waking up. That's when they start fear campaigns. This is cloth talk. I appreciate if you were to. Nah, this is not for everybody. That's what cloth talk means. That means this shit is a selected audience.
That's right, that's right.
So when certain things begin to wake up, that's when they start their fear campaigns. That's when they start putting their boot on everybody. But they kill one of us every day. They kill one of us every day. But because the media doesn't sensationalize it, we don't cry for those names. We carry on. But they conspicuously start to sensationalize the ones that they cherry pick. We'll talk about that on Monday in New York and Brooklyn at Nicholas Bookstore, Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. That's a lecture that I'll be doing at 7 p.m. It's going to be pay-per-view on live stream at Eventbrite. Go to Eventbrite, Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. Shout out to Nicholas Bookstore and things of that nature. But like I said, this movie was okay. You know, it's okay. You know, Nate Parker married to a white girl and he didn't kill no white women and no babies in that movie, and Nat Turner did that. So don't clean the movies up now, because they don't clean up the movies when they show them white people beating us down. They didn't clean up Saving Private Ryan. They didn't clean Schindler's List. They didn't clean the movie where Tarantino showed all of them killing the Nazis.
That's right.
Huh? So don't miss me with the bullshit.
Let me say this too.
And if you don't gotta go through Hollywood if you want. They got Nollywood, they got Bollywood, and they also have another wood, pause, that is in Africa, and it's the indigenous African. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but they got multiple outlets for you to tell your story. Bootleg it if you need to. Go to the streaming services, holla at Tidal or somebody. You know what I mean? You don't gotta, if you gotta cut your movies to go to Hollywood, fuck Hollywood.
That's right. And I'm going to say this in closing too, right? And a powerful man. Give this brother a round of applause. Come on, man. Them Jim's his brother job. And that's free for the people. You ain't going to get this on no other media outlet. This is for free for the people. But let me say this in closing, right? See, according to the World Bank Atlas, we have over $800 billion a year spending power. This is just Africans here in America. All right? There is no limit of creativity and talent in our communities. We have others imitating us. We so good, we got crackers calling themselves niggas. You know what I'm saying? But no, besides the humor, the real thing is this. If we're cosmopolitan, meaning we see ourselves, too many of us, not all of us here immediately, but as a collective, too many of us, we see ourselves as individuals in a corporate plutocracy of a capitalist regime called the United States of America.
Right.
Because we are individuals in a corporate entity, we have become cosmopolitan. If we had a sense of nationalism, which is the point that I'm getting to, okay, with our resources, our wealth, okay, and our creativity, we can begin to have power in changing the paradigm of how our story is told and how much of it is being told on a consistent basis on the silver screen. Like the brother said, there are alternatives. With those alternatives there, we would never utilize those alternatives if something doesn't change in the psyche of the mind. Because a lot of things that are there, change itself is waiting for black people to change. Change is like, damn, black folks, come on and jump on this. See, what we got to do is we got to understand the critical need for change, which many of us do. We got to strategize a change, and we have to make an organized, principled stratagem for change. We know that monoidealism is a powerful thing. What do I mean by that? Mono meaning one, idealism meaning an idea. Right. We don't all have to see things the same way, but if we have a collective objective and an idea, then we all want liberation, and we have...
You gentlemen, step in, please.
Come on in, y'all, yeah. And we have a sense of nationalism, and we're not cosmopolitanism in this capitalist regime, we could begin to change the way we sound in a recording studio. In fact, we can begin to do in the classrooms what we do in the recording studios. We can be able to do in the classroom and in academia what we do on the basketball courts and the football fields. See, if we have a sense of nationalism and all this great talent and all this great wealth, a wealth of talent in our communities, we could begin to organize, to tell our stories for our babies to have an accurate account of and have a sense of pride, because the cultural pride comes from a psychological dynamic. That is a psychological thing. When you have a cultural pride, there's something embedded in your subconscious that the greatness of the people, the language, the clothes that you wear, the music, the food, the phenotype. See, once we start to embed that in our minds, our collective subconscious again, okay, through the mediums of entertainment, okay? Because this is what they're doing to make us hate ourselves. Entertainment was a propaganda tool that was used as a weapon by the Jew in Hollywood, who knew damn well what he was doing, to make them or perpetuate the idea of them feeling superior in society and you feeling inferior. You having to capitulate to being subservient, or the idea that the role that they created you to be in society. See, when we start to do for self and we start to change the psychology and then put our resources and our creativity together, we then begin to obliterate, okay, the lies and to tear down the idol. The idol isn't just the image in church. The idol is the false concept of you on and off screen. Right. Black power.
Point on that. Very briefly, as we stand on one of the main venues in Harlem, 125th Street, I would like to utter the words that one of the giants of Harlem uttered a while ago, Brother Adam Clayton Powell. He asked, "What's in your hand?" And he said, "What's in your hand? What do you have to work with as you do what you need to do to assist your people and assist yourself?" The technology exists today that we now have voices that are being heard on YouTube. There are men and sisters stepping forward that are giving knowledge like you're hearing here right now. These kind of bills are not going to be on mainstream media. You're going to have to come to Black News 102. Know the Ledge, Brother Rich, Baba TV is one of the warriors on the front line. We are the ones that's going to be bringing you your story. But guess what? You can join us. The technology, the investment to get quality information to your people is now here. So if you're a young person interested in doing this kind of work, reach out to Brother Baba, reach out to Sonetta. They're looking for other people to carry that banner. We must control our image. They malign us in their movies because they control the movies. They control the theaters. We have to get in a position where our image, our story is told by us. And it starts here. We'll give it back to the bill.
Hold on, Monk.
1 second.
How many people watch the Olympics? It's not how you start the race. It's how you finish it. Usain Bolt wouldn't have been standing on that podium achieving a gold medal if not for his finish. So he started out slow, but he was a good finisher. How many people saw that movie, like Birth of a Nation? How did they finish it? It's not how you start the movie, it's how you finish it. So the finishing of the movie showed the person who sold them out, he was a Confederate, it showed him as a soldier in the Civil War. That's right. All right?
At the end, he was leading the charge.
At the end, he was leading the charge. This is the same person who sold Nat Turner out to the cracker. So that's what I'm saying, going back to the script. It was all right. But I would have to question the intentions of the writers of the script. Why did you finish the movie like that? Why would you leave us with that? Why did you celebrate the snitch? Why did you celebrate the sellout? Why did you celebrate the person who sold out the motherfucking revolution? Huh? The movie ended with Nat Turner in a fucking noose, being pulled up, being hung.
Sellout being glorified.
That's how they ended the movie. So going back to what I said, you have the Dessalines movie. Danny Glover been trying to get out the Haitian Revolution movie for a very long time. You have the Geechee and Gullah Wars. You have the Moors in Spain. That's an epic series. The Reconquista, that was an 800-year empire. You have the Seminole Wars 1, 2, and 3. You have the Barbary Wars 1 and 2. You got all of these things. You got what took place in Cuba. You got what took place in Brazil. You got a lot of conflicts that took place. The Nat Turner Rebellion was only 48 hours. They killed 10 times more black people than they did Europeans as a result of that. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay? There was all kind of massacres taking place just because he rose up. So, yeah. So, I don't know what white people is clapping about. Okay? The fuck? Sit your ass down. Like, they were clapping because his ass got hung. All right? So, going back to what everybody was saying, the revolution is in the mind first. The mind leads and the body follows. Get your fucking mind right. All right? Get your mind right. Get your mindset and your mind state in order. Okay? You in Rome, but you better not be doing as the Romans do. Study Hannibal. Do like the Carthaginians. All right? That's why your people are perishing for a lack of knowledge, and because these niggas want to be Romans. Okay, there's no glory in Rome. Rome is falling, and y'all want to fall with it. That's what's taking place. The best thing that they could conjure up in the 2016 presidential race was Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. They're in trouble. Why are you on their bandwagon? What the fuck? You a part of that? You a part of that? Reality, they brought forth a reality television flop. Donald Trump, and you niggas are pledging allegiance to that. Astaghfirullah, you're gonna fall with that. Okay? So, the movie, like I said, touched on many different points. It's really gonna galvanize black Christians, okay? It's really gonna galvanize those of y'all that are underneath the fucking foot of white people or Europeans or pilgrims for that matter, and you think that these people are your superiors, all right? You need to get off of that. Go do some studying. So they showed you in the movie, you need to put that book down and go get that fucking, them books that was in that library. That's what the secret societies are. Whenever our people decide that they want to go and read those books, that's when they put you in a secret society. Because remember, that shit is a secret.
Give that to your people.
You ain't gonna give. They call the people to profane. You could get that information, but you got to take an oath. Okay, you got to get into a fucking casket or some crazy shit. Sometimes. More times than less, they'll brand you like they brand a slave. That's where them Greek niggas get the branding. They might bend you over and have you touch your toes so you could take a real oath. And then, I'm dead serious. And then you get the information. You get the information. Yeah, you get the information. But you got to take an oath never to reveal that information. So going back to what I was saying, get back in those books. Get back into that information. Get back into that knowledge. And for the black Christians that are going to watch that movie, let that shit galvanize you. Not to do no cuckoo shit like some kind of, you know, put you in danger. No, get your, put your mind up. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. Get back into your higher self. Get back into what they showed you in the movie, because the movie started out, where was he at? In the forest doing voodoo. Okay? Or doing African traditional system, because these spooky niggas out here been so Christianized and Europeanized that I say that word and they get all scary and whatnot. Not knowing that the Roman Catholic Church is a bunch of witchcraft. Not knowing that when they got you in that church, they putting spells on you. Not knowing that they utilize the information that they conquered. Remember, they went into the islands and conquered our people. They went into the jungles and the forests of Africa. That's how they got powerful. When they conquered the Moors, they got powerful because they conquered the magic. Okay?
Remember the movie Believers?
All right? So you could take your spookism all day and run with it. But the movie showed you specifically the European cherry-picked the preacher and told him what passages to read to calm you niggas down. He told them what passages to read to pacify and to domesticate black people. That's what they did. And they still doing that. Facts.
Hold on, what? And then another thing, real quick. You noticed out of the library, right, Pill?
Yeah.
All those books there, a plethora of books that covers many different topics, right? She gave him the Bible. Now, if you're not supposed to know how to read anyway, and we're not supposed to have any rights or freedom, and the Bible is supposed to be divinely inspired, why would they give him the Bible and not a book on math? Yeah. If this was supposed to be the book that was sent, that's beyond and transcend human logic and human understanding, why would she give somebody that was inferior, that wouldn't understand the other books, something divinely inspired from when she says God that put her on the pedestal of rulership? Because it goes to show you right now, they're going to give you the information that is geared towards controlling you and keeping you in a position and subservient to control your own. Okay? That's the mega churches. That's a lot of these preachers out here. Not the revolutionary preachers like Albert Klieg. Come on, bro. You like Albert Klieg or nothing. And people like from the Holy Shrine of the Black Madonna. People who try to revolutionize Christianity and try to Africanize it. Not talking about them. But for the masses, the Gnostics who are dealing with the highest science of Christianity, going back to our culture, trying to throw it in there to us subliminally. You know what I'm saying? With the Coptics, no. You know what I'm saying? They gave us their Christianized, antebellum, whitewashed version of Christianity. Why? To subjugate us, because they knew that it would have a long-term effect. That which you are seeing now is a direct ripple effect of the indoctrination of Christianity then. A lot of the conditions you see us in right now. Let the young brothers, my man right here.
Yeah. This is how.
Close it out, Monk. Close it out, Monk.
Wait a minute. I'm Harlem Monk. And I want to know one thing. How many niggas in the audience raise their hand?
You see niggas in the audience?
No hands went up.
How many black people in the audience raise their hand?
Put your fist in the air. That's what we talking about.
I'm not going to put my fist in the air because I'm not black. I'm African. I'm African.
Well, how many
I'm
Africans?
from the homeland.
Put your African fist in the air.
All the way up in the
All
air.
day,
African fist in the air.
all day.
That African power.
That's right.
How many coons in the audience? How many coons in the audience?
Ain't no coons here.
Coons. How many buck dancers?
Now they
buck
watching.
dance.
They watching from up there.
No buck dancing.
How many ass kissers in the audience?
None.
So if you're not an ass kisser, a buck dancer, why can't you get together with the mind that's telling your mind to do something and you're sitting on your ass?
That's truth, Mom. That's truth. You speaking truth.
So now, here, you come along, he make you,
Face your people, Mom.
he make you feel that you like this and you like this.
If you let him.
Because,
If you let him.
you let him. Because he feeds you the American currency every week, every month, every 2 months, and you take it and give it back to him. Why would you give him back the currency that he gave you?
dropping
And you
wisdom.
ain't trying to build a nation.
Dropping knowledge, Mom.
A nation.
Mom.
Listen now. Let me tell you something. The original man knew who he was and what he had to handle. So now, when they came in the original man land, he knew how to get them out. But they don't talk about that. We talk about the buck dancers. We talk about the Sambos. You understand? But we don't talk about the original man that knew how to handle his nation. Not nobody else's nation, his nation. You see, because one thing you know, how great you are. If you wasn't great, why would they want to use you? Why would they want to bring you into the land that ain't no good? Because you're original.
Let them build, Mom. Let them build on that, Mom.
So now here you walking like this. Head down. And you was walking like this at one time. Because you control what you was walking. You control
They
that.
ride by on those buses
Well,
every day. Hold on.
Get the mic.
And they ride by on them double-decker buses just to survey the fallout. Just to survey. Remember, they got their cameras. They're not coming to spend money with us. They're not coming to support us. They're coming to survey the fallout. So they like, look at these niggas with their heads down. We got them. Now they're comfortable. Now they'll get off the bus and walk through here. 20 years ago, they wasn't doing that because we was walking with our heads up. We was walking with our hands up. We was so cocky with it. They would not come amongst us. They could only regentrify something that has been destroyed. They could only regentrify something that has fallen. They could only regentrify something that needs to be gentrified. So their presence amongst you is a signal of your defeat. Their presence amongst you, why they gotta come and paint your neighborhood? You niggas don't got paintbrushes? Why they gotta come and sweep up your neighborhood? You niggas forgot how to sweep? Huh? So, black man and woman, prepare for combat.
Yes, sir.
Intellectual combat.
Yes, sir.
Academia combat.
Yes, sir.
Okay, spiritual combat.
Yes, sir.
Because the way that they rock us to sleep, the only warfare that we're used to seeing is in the football season. Let me break that one down to you.
Damn, break it down, break it down.
We got the Fantasy Football League.
Oh,
Niggas can't wait for the NBA to start.
how about that?
We all on Madden and things of that nature. Niggas lined up outside of GameStop because the buck, the burly, manly black man,
Right.
they threw some tights on that nigga and a helmet and was like, if you want to see us bang out every weekend, it's on the football field. That's our Coliseum.
Talk about it,
Okay?
bro.
So when Detroit beats Buffalo or when New York beats Atlanta, that's where you niggas that's where you get your strength from.
Against each other.
Against each other. They got a white boy out there scattered one way, but they got the white coach telling niggas, go ahead, Buck. Go beat that nigga. Go be strong, nigga. You know what I mean? That is as far as our people are taking our fight. All right? But the power's in the mind now, family. We gotta destroy our oppressors oppressors, because keep in mind is what's taking place in Hollywood. We got a double war taking place. You don't know, you try to equate the Jew with the European. They two different people. Okay, the European banged on the Jew. Why? Why? You got to do the research. They made it a law not to know why. But when you come to Hollywood, when you go to the casting couch, when you go to get a deal at the record label, you got to sit down with the Jew. Wow. The Jew is in control of your image. Wow. They're in control of your message. They're in control of the rappers. They're in control of the athletes. They're in control of Hollywood. Keep in mind, these are the same people. When you go to, if I take you to the Hasidic community right now, they got vans saying, wait for who? The Messiah. So there's a people, that's what Zionism is about. They are here to bring forward their Messiah. But when you look at us, J. Edgar Hoover, who was a Jew, was trying to stop the rise of who?
A black Messiah.
Okay, so there's a conflict of interest. How the fuck could you sign to them if they are here to bring forth? They're going to do everything in their power to bring forth their Messiah. Right. And they're going to do everything in their power to stop the rise of yours. Wow. Yes. That's what's taking place right now. Simultaneously. Exactly. So the fear of a black or more Messiah is in their hands as well. Because their purpose, their only purpose, the reason why they got Israel is to bring forth their Messiah.
Right. Strategic land.
Did they ever show you the Jewish mafia in Hollywood?
The kosher.
Did they ever show you Meyer Lansky in fucking Hollywood? But they showed you the Italians. Huh? Did they ever show you the Moors in Spain who got their asses out off their fucking knees? Huh? Who came and conquered in the name of Islam and helped them? Did they ever show you that?
No, they didn't.
All right then, but they showed you as slaves though.
Right.
Okay? Who bankrolled the birth of a nation with D.W. Griffin? Who bankrolled the jazz singer? Who bankrolled all of this blackface? Who bankrolled all of these fucking things? Who? All right, so there's a war on terror, right? Meaning that you cannot have niggas signed to a label who down with ISIS, right? You can't have Osama bin rapping. You can't have a nigga come from Iran and get a record deal. But they had a war on drugs. You got Young Jeezy, you got Jay-Z. So how did the Jewish labels, how did Universal, how did Def Jam, how did Rick Rubin, how did Lyle Cohen sign all of the drug dealers while there was a war on drugs? All right then. Facts.
Boom. Keep tuning into Baba, because we're going to keep bringing you this fire every time. Okay? Hey, it's about mental liberation. And hey, one thing Khalid Abdul Muhammad said that I hold near and dear, the prophet. That's right. The great honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. He said, I love Nat Turner. Of course, this was long before the movie came out. He said, there's one thing about Nat Turner that I didn't like or that I disagreed with. He wasn't killing no niggas. Now, I'm not saying my people are niggas, but there's a certain mentality that's prevalent amongst us that has become niggified, that has become exactly what the white man has socially handcrafted, psychologically in our minds. And they are a detriment to our liberation. They would sell us out. They would betray us. And just, I still am a member of the new Black Panther Party. Okay? Now, I did my research, and it's imperative that you do research on just not our struggle and revolutionary struggles in general, but specifically the Black Panther Party, the original brothers. Did you know how many thousands that they, in 1968 to 1973, how many millions of dollars was spent over thousands and thousands of agents strategically had different positions to go in and infiltrate their movements, like how the brother said, but just to add to his bill to literally stop the rise of a black messiah. So this shit gets deep. This is in layers. This is very deep. So we got to understand the battle that we're fighting is not about just going in the street with a bunch of guns. We got to have our sharpest and our brightest so we can produce more sharper and more brighter ones. Because in order to have liberation outside of the word and the slogan and the feel-good-ism of saying the word liberation and knowing the greatness of our history, is organizing and strategizing, really studying your enemy, and your enemy sometimes could be within. When I say the enemy, it's not just relegated to people with white skin. There's a lot of us that look like us, that they're not us. A civil war will have to happen amongst us. Some niggas gotta die in order for us to advance to liberation, peace, and black power.
I'm gonna leave us with this one. It took me doing some research to understand what COINTELPRO is, right? How many people got a coin in their pocket? Please pull it out. We're going to break down what this new COINTELPRO is. You got all the way from coins, all the way up to Bitcoins. So we could start with this coin, and then we go all the way to Bitcoin. That means cryptocurrency. That's digital money, right? So from this coin all the way to Bitcoin. That's the coin, meaning the money. What is the tell? Right? When you study Eric Snowden, he said that they don't need surveillance anymore. The smartphone got you niggas. It's a wrap. Everything that you talk about, everything that you type, all of them selfies that you taking, your location, wherever you go, your phone got you. They're droning niggas based off of their phone. So that's the tell. Tell is the telephone. And they don't need agents no more. You gave up yourself. Pro. What's the name of the camera? Is that not called a GoPro? GoPro. Okay? That's the camera. That's the Pro. That's the Pro. All right?
Break it down. Break it down.
Okay? So, the new COINTELPRO is multifaceted. It covers multiple angles. It's dealing with that bag, that money, that's, you know, that paper. It's dealing with surveillance, digital, your phone, and it's dealing with the surveillance of the camera, them watching you. All right? Or that YouTube, or that social media, or that or whatever the fuck, wherever you at. COINTELPRO. Okay? So that's where we at right now with it. So while you running around looking for somebody that smells like an agent, realize that you have become your own agent. Right. So you got to police your mouth. Yeah, you got to police your thoughts. You got to police the motherfuckers around you. You got to police the person that's in the bed with you. Going back to the Matrix, they could be the proverbial Agent Smith or the lady in a red dress. Okay? So keep a lot of this information amongst those who deserve this. Don't pitch pearls to swine. A lot of niggas running around with pearl necklaces on. We don't, yeah.
Hey, and I like what he said is powerful, because there's many ways. This technology is getting more advanced. There's many ways for a lot of people who are unorganized, or unaware that they're being monitored, undisciplined, to get themselves caught up. But there's different layers to this. Okay, the agent provocateurs can come to a meeting and plant some drugs there. See, a camera phone can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So there's still niggas that you have to be aware of. There's people or women that can come in there and say, somebody can put something in your drink and offer you a healthy drink, you know what I'm saying, from a vegan restaurant, with your demise attached to their intentions. So we got to be mindful, we got to be vigilant, and we got to know how to really evaluate and counter. We need our own counter intelligences to deal with that which we're facing, because it is bigger than we think and what we perceive. Exactly. So we want to get scientific. Don't be afraid to be into physics or a rocket scientist or a rocket engineer and go to school for big things. I got a good friend of mine from Africa, down with the RBG, out at MIT in Boston. He's down with the RBG. We don't like to get in front of the camera. He's smart. We need people like that. We need some people that's into the high sciences that's still down with nationalism, because it's more than just feeling good and knowing about Egypt 10,000 years ago. It's about being advanced for the future now.
Yes. And also, and in closing, as we wrap up, I didn't come up with this analogy, but when I heard it, it just dawned on me. It was said that Facebook is practically a do-it-yourself FBI file. Because, you know, you tell everything about yourself, your associations, your movements. You give face recognition with all your pictures. So now, great, these different social medias are there. They can be utilized wisely. But let us never forget that we have to have direct contact with people that we really call our friends. You need to see these people. You need to speak with these people that are truly in your inner circle. Because if you got 1,000, 2,000, some got 5,000 friends, those are just access points of people you really don't know, that you're giving a front seat to your life. Now, if you're not involved in activism like brothers and sisters that you see on these channels, you still may want some of your activity that is private to stay private. We're living in a time of surveillance. Make smart choices about your social circle, whether it's in media or in real life. Watch who you move with. Keep your circles and your energy as positive as possible. possible. We're coming into a very challenging time. All of us are not going to come through this. You're going to have to be smart. You're going to have to be tactical about every single thing you do. So once again, Baba TV, House of Consciousness, Know the Ledge, Brother Rich, Star from Star Chamber. This is your social media. We're here to give you the news you're not going to see on CNN or NBC or ABC. They can't tell our story. We have platforms now that are telling our people accurately what we're doing. And please say a prayer out for Haiti. Our brothers and sisters are devastated down there. If you and know what, don't go to an international rip-off cartel like the Red Cross. Reach out to a Haitian friend. Reach out to a Haitian co-worker. If you're in a church, in a mosque, find a Haitian brother or sister there. Let them tell you the best way to support our brothers and sisters over there in Haiti. All right, Sankofa, I'm going to let you close.
On that note, peace and black power. Tune in next week. Baba Fire every time. Do a push-up, then pick a book up. Black power.
All right.
I like that.
Fear of a Black and More Messiah, Columbus Day, Monday, 7 p.m. Nicholas. We're going to also have it online, pay-per-view live stream. Go to Eventbrite, put Fear of a Black and More Messiah in the search bar. Know the Ledge, KTL, Red Pill, Blue Pill, KT the Arch Degree, Mama Pill.
Akabula on mine. Akabula on mine in the house.
Salute, no doubt. Baba, Rich, Sa, everybody out
Star
there.
Chamber up in
Star
the house.
Chamber, love to the family. Peace.